Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture.
Welcome to the fourth episode of the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. I'm Xavier.
This is Rick.
This is Dan.
And this is Dan.
So how y'all guys been for the last month? It seems like forever we've seen each other.
I know, man. I'm finally back to work. Had my big long break.
Busy. I have been working.
I know, I saw you. Oh, you worked on me.
I did.
Cut my
I
hair.
did. I did.
Like last week.
First
I saw
time
you too.
This is the first time I went to the shop though this week that I didn't see you.
Yeah.
You know, I took Anthony down, my son. He's got the long hair growing out. Robert did a great job, dude. I can't complain. And he just sat there and he talked to my 9-year-old son like he was, you know, an adult, a human, and he took everything in and he's taking it to heart. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm just
Actually,
working.
you cut Matthew's hair last week too.
How was Anthony getting trim?
Because we told him, and because Robert told him, he goes, I don't want to get rid of length right away. Like the anxiety level just dropped. He was so like, okay, I'll do this.
Because I noticed like you had a hard time. Like you guys were fine. Let's go get a trim. Like no.
Yeah. So he knew he needed to do it. We knew he wanted to clean it up, just would not get rid of length. It was just a matter of let's make it healthy. And because we got that in there, Robert, like I said, came in and really eased his anxiety with that. It went really smoothly.
And this was at Crown and Stash, correct?
This was at Crown Stash, yes.
Where can we find that at?
You can find that at 2780 Cabot Drive, Corona, California, 92883.
Hey, are those condos going in or those apartments?
Those are townhomes and
Townhomes?
apartments that are going to be going in right next door to us.
It looks like it's coming along pretty quick.
So,
They're
so
supposed to
basically
open-
apartments and apartments.
Yeah, apartments and bigger apartments. Some of their looks like they're top level, like the very top of the complex, the various buildings, because it's just a bunch of buildings. They look pretty nice. That place is gonna fill up really fast, so that's good. That's good for everybody.
Yeah, and I went down to we were in San Diego last week. We went to SeaWorld, and then I went to San Marcos to the Cal State down there during the weekend. Man, you definitely know it when you start hitting Riverside County. You know, all that area, traffic gets kind of heavy, and you get to see all those things. That's how I noticed it. Actually, I was coming back, and I was like, "Oh, hey, there's Dan's shop." It's like in that spot right there with the green roof. And then like, man, it's just growing like mad.
It's weird because I remember after you left Corona, after you passed Tom's Farms, it was just Arbor Hill, and that's where my grandpa worked. He worked at the Pacific Clay Brick Factory over there, and I remember the joke was, "Where the hell is Arbor Hill?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
You blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
there's only one exit.
But now there's like development there. I'm like, what? This was like a brick factory, and that was it.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's the ice homes there right now too.
Everybody's still moving out this way.
And then in Ontario, where I live, there's like a new community called New Haven, which is like way south of the 60, new community, and they say like it's going to be 150,000 people are going to move in there. I go, that's going to like double the size of the city.
Yeah.
They're talking now about adding an extra lane on the 91.
Another one?
Another
Yeah,
one?
another one. They're looking at
where?
another lane. I don't know, man.
My idea for the 91 is like once you pass Maine, it goes to 2 levels, one eastbound, one westbound. That way you have 8 lanes of traffic going.
But the thing
And that's the only way you can do it.
The thing is, nowadays you need it as far back as almost Magnolia and Riverside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To that point, it
8
starts
o'clock
slowing
tonight.
down.
I was coming back from Disneyland. 8 o'clock at night. Traffic.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Chris going.
you
This
just
is.
expect that.
It's been so long since I've driven on that part of the freeway.
That's true.
I mean, I live in the middle of town and work on the outside of town. I don't even have to take a freeway if I don't really want to.
Man, I got asked to
That's
go
how
to
you get to Eastville, same way.
I got asked to go to this conference in the summertime, and I'm not exactly happy with the way everything shook down. But essentially, they were having me. They didn't want to pay for lodging in Anaheim, which I understand because it's only Anaheim. But I'm expected to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the release time is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, nah. That's that's like at least 3 hours of traffic right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. And the payoff is just like, oh, we'll pay for your meals. Oh, thanks. Pay for my McDonald's on the way there, and I get to eat at Cheesecake Factory before I come home. Pass. Nah. So not going. So that shut down.
Yeah, pass on that.
Yeah. No, man. It's actually I don't want to get too much into it, but it's been a crazy week with all the school shootings, man. Honestly, it has me down. I'm just like.
Yeah, as
I can't believe
as an educator, yeah. How does
Well,
that?
I don't want to take it too political because it's not really. This isn't what we do, but I'm not one to say, hey, we want to take your guns. Never, because I understand. Plenty of people are gun owners, and I know responsible gun owners.
I do too. Yeah.
It's just you have to make it harder for people that shouldn't have a gun to have a gun. Is that what it is? I'd like to think that I had this conversation with my wife actually. That if something went down, and I look at it from two ways, because I have kids, so I'd hope that if anything like that ever happened to my kids' school, that teachers would do what we're trained to do, which is to take care of those kids, because I know that I would do it for mine,
Yeah.
for my own students. Like I will do this for you, because that's kind of what I signed up for.
No, hands down. I mean, I'm lucky. I have rolling cards. I automatically think that. I go, okay, as soon as that door's locked, that rolling card is in the middle of the doorway. There's no way now. And the thing that upsets me is not so much the gun thing. Whatever. You have guns, whatever. Some good friends of mine are gun owners, and they're responsible gun owners. The conversation always ends up switching to, oh, let's give teachers guns. I don't like that idea. You're not even paying enough for my pencils and my paper. Why are you going
I saw that in
to
meme
spend
today,
me
too.
that gun? Spend money from me on a gun.
No, it just everything. I know plenty of responsible gun owners. It just needs to be harder for people that shouldn't have it to get it. And that's the problem. There's all kinds of little loopholes.
Okay,
about doing it.
so set that aside though. You're talking about a guy walked onto a campus and just started shooting. Well, after he pulled that fire alarm, started shooting kids. I understand not in a budget to give you guys the supplies that are needed to teach the kids, but what about hiring more security? I mean, essentially, most schools only have one officer, and that officer's in a room.
And that officer covers if you're talking about an actual officer,
Like a
officer,
security
no,
resource
just
officer? An SRO?
there's two different things. If you're talking about an actual police officer, because I work at a high school,
mhm.
so we have a police officer.
Right.
There all the time? No, because he covers a couple different schools.
Correct.
Plus, if something happens, he's still taken away by the city to do whatever he needs
Yeah,
to do.
absolutely.
Security, like on campus, yeah, there's a number of those, but it's just whatever. The issue with this guy is that he bought that gun legally.
Mm-hmm.
He has a history of issues. He was known as this kid's not exactly stable,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to purchase a gun. That's the problem that I have.
Is that because he was in Florida, or is
That's
that
because he was in Florida.
That's what I figured.
And Florida's that
It's
law
very
got
loose in Florida.
it got
right?
repealed.
Mhm.
That's something that Trump did. He repealed the law that let mentally ill people gain access to a gun.
Uh-huh.
That's the problem. It should. No one wants to take. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to take away your guns. I want to make it harder for people that shouldn't have a gun to get a gun.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Not to make light of the situation, but there's that old Chris Rock segment where he says, charge $500 a bullet.
Yeah.
And it's the old, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to save my money, and then it's, there has to be, some sort of gap in access for those types of people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, giving me a gun at the same time in the same situation is not the answer.
That's for the
I
grizzly
goof
bears.
around with my
That's
kids
for you,
anyway.
Betsy
I'm
DeVos.
going to pop them on the top of the head with a ruler. They know it's not to get anything
Yeah.
bad, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I might
have a
smack
gun
one
in
in the
the
head
room
every
on
once
top
in
of
a
it?
while.
Yeah, no.
What's the matter with you, boy? Yeah.
Now you're giving kids access to a gun at school already.
Yeah, but that bummed me out. But other than that, I mean, it was just Valentine's Day, whatever. That Tuesday was cool.
Fat Tuesday was great.
Yeah, did you go get your ashes yesterday or what?
I don't go get ashes. There's too many people waiting. I go out when you're supposed to
Hey,
go.
you know
Christmas
what?
and
Like
Easter.
for real, I passed the church on the way to work, and when we were working, when it was Ash Wednesday, I was like, man, why is there so much traffic? Oh, it's Ash Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I remember, I would have gotten. I looked up at the clock and go, "Oh, it's 5 minutes to church." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna get my ashes." But
Most people had them though. I saw them yesterday. I was out and
You
about.
giving up anything for Lent this year?
meet on Fridays. That's all you need to give up.
That's
Yeah.
enough.
That's enough for me. I mean, I forget half the time. I'm like, oh, yeah. And besides, if you read the Bible, you're not supposed to talk about your fasting. It says so in the Bible. Jesus says, like, hey, don't be talking about your fasting. Just do it in private.
There you go. There you go. Anything else going on, cool?
Well, I want to congratulate the New England Patriots because now they're the most hated team in America. That title belonged to the. That title used to belong to the Raiders, and to some part the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Mostly the Raiders. Everybody hates the Raiders. But now the New England Patriots are the most hated team in America. So congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys are now the champions. But
let's hate that the only sack of the game is basically what cost Tom Brady his ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some good commercials during that Super Bowl, though. Especially the Solo trailer.
Solo trailer.
There's only one?
The movie. Han Solo is getting his own movie finally.
Did you watch it? Did you watch the trailer there?
I did.
What do you guys think?
Loved it.
Loved it.
I think the thing I'm most excited for is Donald Glover as Lando.
I think everybody. You know why? Pimpin' ain't
I just love how he's got the cape still.
I really feel like I'm in the minority of people that are more excited about the fact that Ron Howard's doing it.
You know, that became an issue for a lot of people. Ron Howard, okay. And I actually kind of said, really, when you think about it, can you really name a Ron Howard movie that's just horrible?
No. Everything he's done has done well to freaking awesome.
Some people will tell
you. As far
you,
back as the Andy Griffith Show.
Some people will tell you, well, Far and Away. Well, Far and Away was Tom Cruise. It wasn't Ron Howard.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't
he said his goal of making a decent movie. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a Kevin Costner film.
Allegedly, didn't he do a lot of reshoots on this movie too?
Yeah, he had because he just had to go through and fix it. He had to go through.
The tone is supposedly what was off. Is that the original directors had a little bit more of a comedic tone, and they wanted it to be less comedic and a little bit more straightforward. So a lot of the reshoots, I think, went to that process.
I'm super intrigued. Of course, I'm going to watch it. You know, everybody's actually predicting this one. If you watch the news, they say that, this is going to be a flop. Yeah, it's going to be a $200 million opening weekend flop.
Yeah. It's going to make its money at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, Dan's going to go see it 5 times.
You know,
I don't know about that one. I only saw Rogue One, I think, twice, maybe 3 times.
That's how many times Homer saw Octopussy.
Okay, so watching the trailer at the very end, I don't know the name of the character yet. I'm not that well versed in it yet, but she talks to Han and she says, "I'm the only person who can see you for what you really are." And then he says, "What's that?" And you know what she was going to say.
Do I?
A scoundrel.
Oh yeah. I did kind of figure that part. I was going to say Solo because there's all kinds of speculation too that that's not his name.
Mm-hmm.
His name isn't Solo. It's the name he kind of gave himself.
I wouldn't be surprised because according to original canon, or canon before the stories, he was an Imperial officer that dropped out of the academy to save Chewbacca, who was being treated cruelly. So if you're on the run, you're probably going to be changing your name.
Yeah, and they hint at that in the trailer. They say, you know, I left the academy or whatever for having my own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he's kicked out. I think
he's something like that. Yeah,
I'm on it too. But anyway, that opens May 25th, 26th?
25th.
Right around the original Star Wars release date.
Yeah.
It's a good month, May, right?
It will be a fine month.
I don't know what these guys are talking about.
No, it's my birthday. My birthday,
Avengers,
Flack's birthday, Infinity War comes out.
I always celebrate my birthday on May 4th at work. I never had a birthday in school because my birthday's in the summertime. The other kids are already planning it.
Oh, shoot, really?
We have a birthday party for you guys?
Are you thinking of doing May the 4th Fest this year?
I don't know.
It's at
Friday,
the RMA.
It's a Friday night this year, too.
There's a BOGO ticket offer right now to the 17th, too.
Ooh.
It's like, for 2 tickets, I want to say it's like $26.
Oh, I'll just get them and give them
Including service fees.
Shoot.
Including service fees?
Including service fees.
Including service fees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now
service
fees
out the door, 26.
26 out the door because I got some midget wrestling ones for next month.
No, 'cause
It was 19 out the door for 2 tickets.
service fees are sometimes like half as much of the ticket price.
Yeah, it's because RMA is doing a BOGO on that, the midget wrestling, and I want to say Ramon Ayala. something like
They
that.
can't get people to show up for Ramon Ayala.
I don't know, man.
All those
but
drunk Mexicans.
I don't
Hey,
run the RMA, dude.
give them to your parents.
Didn't he just play the House of Blues too?
I think so.
No.
Give them to your parents.
What?
Give the tickets to your
No,
parents.
my parents are gonna want to go see Fiesta at the Tamale Festival.
Oh.
in
They're already
April.
going there, aren't they?
I don't know. Are they? I was having talked about that.
Oh,
What
they're
day?
doing the tacos
What
and
days
tequila.
does the actual tamale festival fall on? A Saturday or
It's
Sunday?
a Saturday.
And how come it's not in December?
How come it's not in December?
Yeah.
Because they hone their craft in December.
Dude,
And
I still
then
got
they
like
have the-
6 dozen tamales chilling in that. 6 dozen tamales chilling in that freezer.
You better eat them soon.
Oh man, I got a pressure cooker that will take those things frozen and cook them completely done in like 40 minutes.
Aren't you sick of
Nice.
them yet?
Am I sick
Yeah,
of them
I
yet?
didn't have a lot this year.
I paced myself.
Oh, did you?
I paced. I'm a
So
good
You
good
weren't sweating
Mexican.
masa at any time.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would go ham when I did, but it wasn't often. I didn't want to make myself sick. I'm due for some tamales. I should pull a bag out.
What are
So,
we doing right
Hey,
now?
we'll be here 40 minutes, man.
the guys from the Games of Thrones are doing the new Star Wars trilogy. Now, does
This is
anybody
pretty
watch?
cool.
I don't watch Games of Thrones. Do you watch it?
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Everybody I know who watches it loves it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it's like a big get in the world of Star Wars to see a new trilogy done with these guys.
And that's separate from the one Ryan Johnson's doing, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it's a entirely it's something new.
So Disney is
Somebody
milking us
borrowed
for
something.
everything they got.
Might as well.
Take my money.
Might as well.
Shut up and take my money.
I mean, they're even catering to like all the the hardcore fans with with Radar Technician is a playable character in Battlefront 2.
Does he have an 8-pack?
Yes, he does. And
Where's that Kylo Ren?
actually, he's dressed in the outfit, but he's carrying the lightsaber around, and he's like just going. I think it's something that somebody customized,
Probably.
like their own mod
Yeah.
to the game. But I think it's still cool that you can still do that, and they kind of set it up for you guys to mod it the way you want to, and you can play Matt the Radar Technician.
Okay, I have a question about Battlefront. We talk about 2 or 1.
Battlefront 2, the one that just
Okay.
came out.
So, I myself have been in the market for a Xbox or a PlayStation. Didn't know which one I wanted. I just knew I wanted one of the two.
Yeah.
One of the games that I really wanted to buy was Battlefront. I wanted a new Battlefront. I know a lot of people that play it, and on both platforms. I knew I would always be able to find
Yeah.
somebody. I hear so many bad things about this game. With the loot boxes, all the money that you have to spend on this game, it's crazy.
There was a bunch of extra stuff that they added to it that you had to like buy, and then they took that away.
Right.
Because so many people had complained about what was going on.
Okay, so they took it away, but as somebody who's looking to buy a gaming system, I mean, I'm going to spend a lot of money on this.
Yeah.
Should I even buy this game? I
I
mean,
think if you can find it cheap, you'd enjoy it. There's still a bunch of stuff you can do
mhm.
in the game. It's just all the extra stuff. There's a lot of extra stuff to it.
Yeah.
'Cause I was talking about that, about buying, is it worth my time? And at the time when the game first came out, that was like what was everybody's
Mhm.
problem. All this extra stuff that you have to buy.
Same thing with Call of Duty World War II. I want to play it. I hear good and bad things, so I'm kind of just left with, do I buy it or do I not buy it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't play video games, but like I've said earlier, but so many of the games now just seem that like it's not like a self-contained game. It's like more you're playing online and fulfilling quests and that kind of stuff. I mean, I just want to start a game, buy it, play my character, and lose all the time, and then finish
Do you
the game.
play Do you play online?
I haven't played in ages.
I mean,
When I was playing video games, online options were a lot more because you're hooking up to a PlayStation 2 and hoping that your dial-up for AOL is working.
Mhm.
So it wasn't an option for me.
I honestly, you know what I do? I think I would go back because I have an Xbox One.
Mhm.
If I were to go back, I think I would buy PlayStation.
Okay, so here's another dilemma, but I think I found an answer for this dilemma. I'm a fan of the Xbox controller. It I like the way it feels in my hand. So when I hold the PlayStation one, it feels okay. but it feels a little small in my hand.
It just doesn't
They're
feel
like
right.
big things.
Just
in your
doesn't
hands.
feel right. So a friend of mine had said, buy the controller. They make Bluetooth controllers now that work on both platforms.
Oh wow.
So I can buy essentially a Bluetooth controller that has the Xbox. That's for the Xbox, or it looks like it's made for the
controller.
Xbox,
Yeah.
and I can use it on PlayStation.
Hmm.
So I ain't mad at that. So
That sounds like a good solution, to be honest.
yeah,
I haven't picked up a control for a Xbox in ages. I don't.
it's been a long time. I bought I bought the PlayStation 3 Grand Theft Auto 5 edition because I wanted to play the game. I wanted to play the game, and I thought, this will work. I've always wanted a PlayStation 3. We had PlayStation 2, but
Because remember we talked about the original Battlefront with PlayStation 2.
yeah,
I said I'd get that. I need to buy the original Battlefront because it's only like $20 now.
uh-huh.
I went down in price, and I can play that. Well, I can play Battlefront 2 on the Xbox One too, but
And
I think it's
PlayStation has a lot of games that you can get for the cheap too.
yeah, I think that's kind of why I'd go back and do it.
Mhm.
Honestly, because of my son too. Like we have an Xbox One, and he likes Minecraft,
Mhm.
so they've got that. But a lot of the games for the Xbox are games that he's not ready for yet
Mhm.
because of the content
Yeah.
of the game.
But
So
so
I'd
much
have
of
to go
it's
back
still
and do it.
backwards compatible, right?
Um,
Or are they cutting that off with newer
Yeah,
generations?
no, some of it is. Like, originally when I got it, I thought the Lego Dimension game would be backwards compatible, but there's
Yeah.
so much memory in that game that it's not.
Okay.
So, I did actually buy him a new platform for that.
Mhm.
I bought him the game on Xbox One, so he can kind of do that.
Can you play Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, no.
No,
you,
but
know, you know, I beat Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat.
nobody beats Sub-Zero. Okay.
Oh, I got a beef with the Super Bowl commercials.
What's that?
I thought I'd throw this one in. Throw you guys a one from left field. This bullshit with Crocodile Dundee. Did you guys see this?
Did you
Oh,
think it
yeah.
was a real
Yeah,
movie?
That wasn't real.
I
Not
thought
real.
it was a real movie. I was crushed.
Oh, I was, yeah, I had a little bit of a discussion with my neighbor. Shout out to Raul there. Yeah, we were trying to figure that out. He's
Yeah.
like, it's a real commercial. It's a real movie. I go, dude, I think it was just a commercial. And you finally kind of admitted it was
Yeah.
just a commercial for tourism.
Yeah, when we saw it, when we saw it at my buddy's house, we both looked at each other and he goes, "Dude, it was just a commercial for Australian tourism." And I'm looking at him like, those sons of bitches. This wasn't real.
Doesn't Australia, haven't they done it before? I think Australia has
don't
actually
know.
had commercials in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl before.
Yeah, but it was like
I don't
putting
know.
that shrimp on the bobby.
But
no, I think
they
it was like
planned
for
this one
tourism.
out because I found out about this. I found out about the trailer weeks
Yeah,
weeks
it
ago.
was kind of prepped ahead
There
of
was a
time.
Red Band trailer for it. That's why I was like, "Oh, dude, this is going to be awesome." A Red Band trailer?
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm on Facebook Live right now,
Mhm.
and Christine just said, "Ha, poor Danny, you were sad."
No, so the question is, how high were you that you were like, man, this isn't a real movie?
Oh, I was pretty stoked when we saw that.
You know what's funny? Couple days before the Super Bowl, I saw a ad for Back to the Future 4. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
And as the same type of thing, it was a fake commercial. I don't know what it was for, but
Yeah, because you saw Michael J. Fox.
Michael J.
there,
Fox
and Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I want to see this.
Yeah.
I go, oh, what's going on?
Absolutely baked.
I go, what's going on? What is this? What is this? I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't think this is real. Because I never saw it anywhere else.
Uh-huh.
You know what is real?
What?
Cobra Kai.
Do or die.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I saw. Okay.
Ryan posted it.
I
I've
just saw a
heard about that
headline. I
coming
just saw
for
a
a while.
headline. So what is it? What do you guys know?
I know that it's going to have Ralph Macchio and Billy Zabka, but
Who is the real hero, as we
who
know?
is the real Karate Kid,
Yeah.
according to many, many blog
Barney
posts.
Stinson.
But the idea that Billy Zabka is actually reopening
No,
the
Billy. Wait for it. Legendary. That-
Well, yeah, Zabka, Johnny, is reopening the Cobra Kai dojo. That's the only thing I know, but I heard about that months ago.
Now I heard this, and I keep on seeing it, that Ralph Macchio, and this was a couple years ago,
Man, that dude looks
Is
60 something.
older.
Yeah, oh, he is.
than Pat Morita when they started the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pat Morita just seems so ancient to me.
He was like 25, 26 when I did the movie.
Yeah, I know that. I'm going to do it for Johnny, man. For Johnny.
Put him in a body bag.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's take a break here.
I think it's time for some music. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be able to throw something on here. We'll be right back.
Okay, you just heard the song Don't Try Us by Sacramento-based band Riot Radio. They're an awesome band. I've been friends with Mike, the lead singer, off and on internet through for several years now. He's a real good guy. We did some mixtape stuff together. You can check them out. You can get their EP. It's a 6-song EP. It's called So Are We on Bandcamp. It's 916riotradio.bandcamp.com. Check them out.
Okay, so we just got done watching the trailer for Batman Ninja, which is a anime version of a series of how would you describe it? Like a
Is it a series?
I don't know if it's
a period of time.
It's a DC released movie.
It's a DC movie, so
it's the animated movies, of course.
Is it one of the ones in the series?
No. I don't think this is any, because they're kind of like in some kind of chronological order, the Batman films, because they had, let's see, I know they had Batman and Son, and they had ones where like Robin has become
the Red Hood,
and stuff like that.
Robin,
But they've done the Dark Knight Returns too.
Yeah,
They've done those pieces.
So this is just like a separate one, and basically what I guess is it's like a standalone film. And from what I understand from watching the trailer, Batman is transported.
Which is in Japanese, by the way.
Yeah, it's in Japanese. Yeah. Batman is somehow ends up in medieval Japan.
You were gonna say imported.
Yeah, imported from Japan.
Deported.
Gong.
So he's in medieval Japan. The Joker's there, and he's kind of like a shogun or like a evil king. He's running things in Japan, and warlord.
Yeah.
And Batman's there to fight him.
Now, is this based off a graffic novel?
Not that I'm aware.
Not that I'm not. That I'm not.
So it's just a movie. It's
Yeah.
just its own
Yeah.
standalone.
I think
movie.
somebody said
Okay.
like, "What do we put Batman in anime? How would we do that?" And that's what they went with. And this is done by, I don't know the names, and I'm sorry because I'm not big with anime, but this is one of the top names in anime movies.
Oh, well, that's cool.
So
But it looks like it's being released by DC Animation Studios.
yeah,
And is there a set release date?
I tried looking it up just when we talked about this. It just says 2018. Now I'm hoping, I know it's not probably going to happen, that this is the one they preview at WonderCon. and we'll talk more about WonderCon a little bit. But
Does this seem like something they would just do straight, like available on iTunes?
It's probably going to be a straight to video release. That's what a lot of the DC animations are.
yeah,
Okay.
very rarely do they ever get a widescreen release. Theatrical release. The Killing Joke got one, and Batman 66 got one, but those are the only two that I know of that got a theatrical release.
Was The Killing Joke ever on Netflix?
No, I've
think so.
only ever gotten a, let's say, like Redbox.
Okay.
The Batman 66 was it does it fit in? Okay, because you know what I'm saying, the DC animated movies,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that you were talking about. It's all they don't all go together, but they're all released like that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that Batman 66 is it part of that series. I was under the impression that's completely different.
I think it's completely different also.
I
But
think it's similar to like when you get the comics and you get those series in the comic where it's kind of the alternate universe. It could be a shoot off. It doesn't have to be part of the main continuum. I mean, there's that whole Batman of many different worlds right now type series going on comic wise, where you've got the Batman who laughs and you've got
Yeah, well, that's
all
what the
these
66
variations.
one was, and like Batman and Superman. There's some different variations of that. But as far as like movies, like you had, well, let's take Disney for example, because this is the best known example that I can think of. You have Disney, a proper Disney movie, then you had Disney animation, and then you had Disney Toon, which were all three different things.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go together. So DC's line of stuff tends to be more adult oriented, where I almost feel like the 66 version, because of what 66 Batman was,
Yeah.
is more kid friendly.
You know what? I think DC's just like say they get an idea, they're releasing the film. Sometimes they happen to fall in a chronological order, or sometimes there's hints that they're related.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're any like big super story that you need to follow.
No, and it's
Yeah,
not like a
yeah,
Marvel thing
yeah.
at all. See, because like
Yeah, there's no.
And we're
phases
talking
involved
about
in this.
Disney animated. I mean DC animated, because DC's really hit their mark with animated films instead of
and TV shows.
and TV shows. Yeah.
But you know what was rated R?
What's rated R?
Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh, I thought it
Which
was-
is another comic book and DC animation movie.
yeah, and this one is it's what they call an Elseworlds title. Now what that was they put similar like where you think Batman Ninja is going to be. They put known characters in different situations, different timelines. I mean, there's always one that Rick and I always talk about when goes if Superman had a Green Lantern ring. Does that
Yeah.
mean Bizarro would have a Sinestro ring?
And I said no, he'd probably have one of the Blackest Nights rings.
Nerds.
So, Gotham by Gaslight is a story which puts Batman in the Victorian era, and he is looking for Jack the Ripper.
Which the comic is probably about 25 years old now,
Comic
right?
no, it's
Yeah.
older than that. Comic came out in 1989.
Oh wow.
I
Wow.
just did you read it?
Yes, I read the comic.
I remember
no,
getting
no,
that.
like recently.
Yeah, I just read it.
I just read it like today.
I
remember buying
downloaded
that
it.
comic at the Carousel Mall.
Is that where
Wow.
we got it?
In
I
San
remember
Bernardino.
getting it there.
You got it?
I don't know if I have it anymore, but I remember
Oh, no, I
getting
have
it
it.
and having that physical copy.
Yeah, mine's the first printing. And
Yeah, I
I think
got
that
the first-
started because it was in 1989. It was when the first Batman movie, the Tim Burton movie, came out.
Yeah.
It was the Batman craze.
I remember
But-
buying mine at Comic Escape in Ontario and going there on Black Friday, waiting for them to deliver the comic selection.
Wow.
I got
So
the first one out of the box, basically.
Like I said.
so how
nerd.
well does the movie relate to the comic?
The storyline is different, and these aren't really spoilers, but if you want to be a purist and not hear anything, then you could fast forward this a
Well,
little
break
bit.
down the comic first.
Okay, the comic, what happens was Victorian era, Bruce Wayne is leaving
London.
Europe,
Yeah.
London, to go back to America. He was in there when they had the Whitechapel Jack the Ripper killings. He goes back, and not to give too much away, he's accused of being Jack the Ripper, and he needs to, he's convicted, and he needs to find a way to solve this case and find out who Jack the Ripper is. The animated version that just came out is a lot longer because the story was
Story's
short.
only a 52-page story.
Yeah, a short story. So they had to expand it to make it about an hour and
Before
a
we
half.
go on for that, did you notice that the story was the art was done by Mike Mignola?
Yes.
You know who Mike Mignola is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hellboy.
Yeah,
Hellboy.
Hellboy. Yeah. And it very like you look at the art and you're like, oh yeah, this is totally Hellboy.
Yeah.
So 52 pages. That's barely.
Two
That's
comics, two
not even
comics.
quite 2 comics, right?
No. Yeah.
So, this storyline, Bruce Wayne has returned from London, and Jack the Ripper is happening in the city of Gotham. So it changes that.
Did he come back from London?
Did he? I just know he came back from being abroad.
Is he
So the-
actually going by the name Jack the Ripper?
The killer in this one is going by Jack the
Killer
Ripper.
and both are going
Yeah,
by the name
Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
Yeah.
They even
the
talk
difference. The difference in the movie is that Jack the Ripper was never in London. That's why I asked him if Bruce Wayne was there, because Bruce Wayne might have come back, but their killings did not happen in London. They only happened in Gotham in the movie. In the book, it's both. That's why it's because it matched. In the book, it matched the killings that were happening in Whitechapel in England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one, Bruce Wayne is falsely accused of being Jack the Ripper. He needs to fight them in prison. Now, did you catch the name of the boys? The little gang?
I did catch. This isn't too much of a spoiler, so I really don't care if we. You know what? I don't care if you didn't listen, you didn't watch this. Go buy it and watch it. It's good anyway. I did catch it. It was Jason. Was it the Robins?
Yeah, it was Dickie, Jason, and Timmy.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it was
I did catch Jason, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Jason Todd.
Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and Tim Drake.
So what this
David.
movie did was it took a lot of characters that you well known in the Batman lore, and they're in the film, and they're at times slight references to who they actually are.
Yeah, there was Selena Kyle, who's Catwoman,
Poison Ivy,
Poison Ivy,
Harvey Dent,
Harvey Dent, who was a lawyer.
of course Commissioner Gordon is in there, and then I just forgot what I was gonna say. Totally got it.
Oh, the nun. What's her name? She's Leslie Tompkins. She played a nun in this one, and in the Batman regular series, she's a doctor who runs like a clinic in the poorer parts of Gotham.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm not going to give spoilers from this, but it loosely follows the book, but it is its own story. It's a good story too.
Yeah.
It is rated R. It is kind of violent. There's some suggestive things. There's a couple of curse words within it. It's actually not bad.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I bought it right away. I love the comic. I need to buy this. So.
And what was the rating on the movie?
It was R.
So
Yeah.
the R was really mainly for just the violence.
Violence.
There's some adult suggestive things. Basically, at one point, I don't care. This isn't a spoiler either. At one point, Selena Kyle, who later becomes Catwoman, and Bruce Wayne kind of hook up. You don't see anything, but it suggested at that, and then there was a few curse words. But I think most of these videos are the violence.
Yeah.
Was that?
I said no.
No. Not exactly.
That was in The Killing Joke.
Yeah, that wasn't a killing joke.
Right on.
Overall, though, I would suggest it. It's actually gotten pretty good ratings on
Yeah.
IMDb and
That's great.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Go out and buy it. Go out and buy it. Simple as that.
All right, man. We got some more new music from a different band. This band's called the Eyesores. They're actually from San Jose, by way of Los Angeles down here. It's pretty cool. The guitars are kind of like Suicidal Tendencies. It's got like Venice thing going, that crossover, kind of thrashy type stuff. And then the rest of it's just your normal sloppy kind of punk rock. They call it drunk punk. This song is called Smash Slam. So here it is, man. Check it out.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Ultimate Philadelphia sports fan.
Mr. Ultimate Philadelphia sports fan.
Football, baseball, competitive eating contests. If the dog show came to town, you'd tailgate it.
You're the shih tzu.
Your dedication keeps your football team going. Going where? Nobody really knows.
We should be going somewhere.
You, sir, will boo anything. Long lines, the hot dog vendor, a jolly old fat man at halftime.
He totally had it coming.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh bastion of brotherly love. Nobody can take away your passion. But if they tried, you'd launch a snowball at them.
Mr. Ultimate Philadelphia sports fan.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Today, in the extraordinary cultural world of sports, we have the return of the XFL. Finally, Vince McMahon has decided, after years of controversy, that he's going to bring back the XFL. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
No, stop now. Give it
So
up.
this is supposed to be the no politics version of football, right?
Yes.
It's supposed to be the we don't care, we're not going to complain, and we're not going to talk about kneeling during the national anthem. We're going to have 8 teams and like a
One
10-week
season?
schedule or something like that.
Oh yeah, and also if you're a convicted felon or you get
Oh yeah, that was big.
you're a convicted felon or you get accused of a crime, you're fired.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it had to be on the straight. So the difference between now and when he did it the first time was, first time it really seemed like, although it was real football, it seemed like he was trying to sell his product, professional wrestling.
He
That's what
was,
it seemed
and it
like.
was extremely rushed. That was one of the things, is
Yeah.
it was done so quickly. This one, he's given himself that 2 years right now to kind of have it prepped and ready to go, which is good. I mean, he's trying to plan it out. He's even opened up a separate entertainment company to run all the XFL stuff under, so it's not WWE Entertainment. It's, I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head, but
Coliseum Home Video.
no, it wasn't Coliseum
I feel
Video.
Hey yo.
So I
where's
mean,
the Aqua
he
Pro?
really is going to try to keep this stuff separate. So I mean, he's going to be off in his own world for these next 2 years. So guess who's going to be running the show at the WWE?
Did you guys watch that 30 for 30?
Oh yeah, about the XFL.
On the XFL?
Yeah,
no, I
was-
did.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
You know,
It was really good.
honestly, because we're not getting money from this company, because we talk about them a lot, Disney, ESPN does really great documentaries. I love them.
Yeah, what's the matter with you, Disney? Getting rid of everybody from ESPN.
I mean, there's this one on the New York Islanders, a 30 for 30, about like how they're the ups and downs of the franchise and how some guy tried to buy them and like really didn't have the money and just kept on saying, oh yeah, the check's on the way.
Just need to record them because even the
yeah.
one with the Raiders was good too.
Yeah. Oh, the
Raiders and
NWA.
hip-hop. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good too. I'm just gonna end up recording all of them. But yeah, he's got this new venture. We're 2 years to see if it actually works. Last time he did it, and I didn't know this. I learned this about 30 for 30. But like the NFL actually took some of the rules and implemented them into the NFL. So I mean,
The camera angles alone.
If he, yeah,
Mhm.
camera angles alone. The use of professional cameras and, on that. Isn't that when they started putting them on
Yes.
the line and stuff? Yeah, like that all turned out to be done well. So there's possibilities if he treats it as such and doesn't actually go to promote the wrestling, if he can do that.
And he's not trying to replace the NFL. He's just trying to kind of supplement or after that. The XFL season won't even start till after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it's kind of a weird time in sports right now in general because like not really
Yeah.
so much into basketball, and spring training just started.
Yeah, at the
So-
shop, a lot of us will,
nothing
guys
to watch
will,
on TV.
when we're talking to guys while we're cutting our hair, they'll say, man, I mean, okay, yeah, NASCAR is starting, but I don't watch a lot of NASCAR. Baseball season, we haven't even hit spring training yet. 'Cause it's just kind of a dead time for us right now.
mean,
I don't know what to do.
I'm a Laker fan, and I don't watch the games like I used to.
We hear that quite often.
I don't sit down and watch any sports related like I used to. Since I work on Sundays, I miss football. The only thing I try to pay attention to is baseball, and it's not baseball season yet. But the pitchers reported yesterday. And
We do hear a lot of guys that actually don't even watch the NFL anymore. A lot of them just say, you know what, not worth trouble, not into it anymore. So I'm like, okay, I respect it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's to each his own. But yeah, I'm even finding guys are they just don't even watch football anymore.
Well, nobody cared about the Super Bowl. We talked about Super Bowl already, but everybody was just like, it really wasn't so many people. They said, well, the Patriots are the most hated team in football. Yeah, well, the Eagles didn't really have a lot of fans. They just had a lot of people who didn't want the
Patriots to win. Yeah,
Exactly,
exactly.
Which
Anybody
I
but
was
the
kind
Patriots.
I was kind of on that side, but it's always cool to see a team who hasn't ever done it. Because the last time they won this was actually before it was the Super Bowl. To win something like that.
The NFL championship.
Yeah. Like you kind of wanted to see Houston do the same thing when Houston beat the Dodgers.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, they've never
No,
done
you
it,
didn't.
So it is kind of cool. Like, well, yeah, I know you didn't, but like you were like, okay, the Dodgers have been there because even the Angels have been there, but like, Houston's never done it. So all right, I mean,
Houston wasn't there a few years ago.
but they never won.
No, and that's when they were a National League team
And
too.
it took them 2 weeks to get a championship.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
But I'm still holding up hope for the Dodgers. Pitchers reported yesterday.
Yeah, Otani's suited up through a bullpen now as an Angel. So we'll see
Yeah,
how
they're
that
going
goes.
on a weird rotation, I heard, because Dodgers are doing the regular traditional 4-man rotation. The Angels are doing another one.
They're doing a 6-man rotation.
Yeah, so you can get more hits.
So he has more time between starts, and he has those abilities to play DH on the days he's not starting pitcher.
Oh
so
yeah,
he gets more
he's
hits.
just as known for his bat
Yeah.
as he is for his
Yeah.
pitching.
I think the last person to do that was Babe Ruth.
So I got some from the sports segment. Did you hear that Janikowski's not coming back?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not signing him.
18 years and not going to sign him.
But I mean, who's
Dude,
gonna
the
sign
kicker
him?
they have right now is money.
he is. Admittedly, he is. But for years, Janikowski scored the only points the Raiders would put on the board.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I got a Janikowski jersey because I said he'll retire a Raider.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see too many teams picking him up,
Yeah.
and maybe they'll just give him
They'll give him a
in front
job.
office.
he'll be working with the
In the
team.
office. Yeah.
Dude,
Coaching
he's set
job.
for life. He doesn't
No,
have
I'm
to
sure
worry
he
about
is. I just
anything.
find it weird if it's to be like Raiders are told Janikowski they're not going to resign him. Like, what the hell? For years, like I'm seriously, man. For years,
He was there when Gruden was there,
I
right?
was,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for years he was the only one that was putting points on the board.
I always
he'd
wanted
get
for my
a
fantasy
field
team
goals.
because he'd get the most points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Field goal after field goal. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Didn't I saw it earlier today? It was today it came out, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it earlier in the afternoon. I haven't even talked to my dad about it. Normally I talk to him about this kind of stuff. But it just happened like that. I'm like, wow. They're not going to bring him back. Okay, well, you know what? That other dude that they got, that Italian guy or whatever,
Yeah, he does fine.
It was a younger kid, right?
he's a lot younger
Yeah.
and kicks just as good as Janikowski does. So I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm still like I said before, man, plenty of times. Raiders still got a young team. Still got hope for what they can do.
You know what I just read today was that Gruden, he would like Marshawn Lynch to stay. He would like Crabtree to stay. Now it's that whether or not they can afford to do that, and if it's worth the trouble, that's a different.
After they pay
that's
him?
a different conversation. But Gruden was saying that he wants both of them to stay. So
Well, doesn't
that's interesting.
Marshawn Lynch have another year or two on his contract?
He does, but they were thinking to just, dude, is he really worth the trouble? You have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
For everything that he did at the end, he did get how many yards did he rush for? 10,000. He hit it this year.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like
that
that.
sounds familiar. That number does.
But at what cost? He pissed everybody off by kneeling. Now, granted, he's always done that, but still, you're still pissing everybody off.
I'm just here so I get paid.
There's
I'm just here because the rules say I have to.
the
be
allegations
Yeah.
about how he's like undermining Derek Carr's leadership.
here. Yeah.
So they have to ask themselves, is it worth it? And John Gruden's saying it is. So he's hoping. But then somebody did ask him, I think it was maybe from like ESPN or one of the reporters, they'd asked him, now, is it for sure that he's going to be on a team? And he said, I don't know. There it is. That's what I wanted to hear. So
Hey, back to baseball.
I know. I
man.
was just gonna say we're jumping around sports.
Vladimir Guerrero, first Angel in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. Vlad Daddy.
And how long did it take?
I don't know. How long has the Hall of Fame been around?
How long have the Angels been around? 61?
61. Yeah.
So, and don't get me wrong, the Angels have players that have played for them in the
Nolan
Hall of
Ryan was
Fame.
an Angel man.
Reggie Jackson, Rod Carew.
they just didn't go in as Angels.
They
No.
didn't go in as Angels. Vladimir Guerrero is going to have his cap on his plaque.
Didn't he have
It'll
a
be an
big
Angels plaque.
he had a big party in the Dominican Republic?
Dominicana, huh?
Yeah. when he announced, "Oh, I'm going into the Hall
I'm
of
going
Fame."
into the Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
that's cool.
Baseball has been very, very good to me.
Just as his son's becoming a prominent player in the league now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't keep up.
Where's his son playing?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I see his name pop up a lot in when I get at-bat app notifications. His name's always there, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Someone else to watch out for.
Yeah.
I
There
think
was-
it'd still be cool if he went in as a Expo because the Expos are no longer around. Well, they're no longer the Montreal Expos. They're now the Washington Naturals.
Well, back to other sports. Raw, WWE, because we cover wrestling.
That's
had
sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment. Excuse me. Had Raw 25,
Which was the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
and I thought it sucked.
It was not a good broadcast.
No, I mean, even Jim Cornette was saying, goes, you have Undertaker coming out in Manhattan Center with those bells on? No. You need him in a big arena.
Did
But-
you notice how he came out in his ministry gear and not the
Yeah.
hat and the
Not
gloves that he
the
left?
Undertaker.
That he left at the last WrestleMania. He didn't come out in that stuff.
I'm surprised he wasn't the biker.
And his promo sucked.
It
No one
was
knew what
very
he talking
cryptic.
about. I read somewhere that he got lost. For whatever reason, the size of the Manhattan Center threw him off, and he couldn't really get it back together.
Because it was a couple of hundred people and not 15,000.
The guy with he was
Yeah.
looking for the guy with the yellow shirt that says Bob Backlund.
You know what I really loved about that, though, at the Manhattan Center is they brought back the old Ico Pro banners
forgot
that
what
were
that
on the
even
walls.
was,
man.
yeah.
It's some sort of health supplement type
Yeah, it was
thing.
like a
It
bodybuilding
was
supplement.
bodybuilding stuff.
But you gotta
from the
Vince
World
McMahon
Bodybuilding
owned.
Federation.
Oh God.
I remember like all the wrestlers used to like advertise for it, and they asked Bret Hart about it. He's all, he goes, yeah, I got that stuff. I used to give it to my neighbor. And he goes, I goes, I had some stuff that I think was working better. Steroids. He didn't say that.
HGH.
And know what? And to be fair, I'm just a joke. Bret Hart's never been accused of using steroids like others. But anyway, I digress. He said like, no, I already had my own
Fantastic word for a Mexican.
he goes, I had my own little supplements that I was using, so I never used it. I just gave it to my neighbor. I got tons of it, tons and pallets of it. I never used it.
The other thing that happened the week after that was the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which actually was good.
It was a great
The Royal
pay-per-view.
Rumble
I almost
pay-per-view
won $25 on a pool.
So this was the first year they ever had a women's Royal Rumble, and it actually was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They brought back a lot of the, I want to say old ladies, but
Hey,
classic
let's get this straight. They had to dig deep for that one. Can we at least establish that they dug deep for this one?
well, you had your standards like Trish Stratus needed to be there and Beth Phoenix.
Well, how far
They
back
had a
did
lot
go?
of cool. Well, they had a lot of cool female wrestlers,
like
but
Rock and Robin.
they didn't have enough of them. That's why they had
No,
to
they didn't quite
dig.
go there.
Yeah, no, they didn't go far back that far. It was like Attitude Era, and right after Attitude Era,
Ruthless
Girls Who
Aggression.
Lita was there,
On Lunder Blaze.
but some of them.
She was doing the pre-show.
Oh, okay, she was
yeah,
there.
So
she did do
Medusa
the
Lunder
pre-show.
Blaze did the pre-show, but she didn't actually wrestle anybody.
What's she? A Medusa or a Lunder Blaze?
Oh, Lunder Blaze.
Okay.
Yeah. Crap, I can't remember who else was in it. Maurice was Maurice.
No, Michelle McCool.
Michelle McCool, yeah. Who's
I
Undertaker's
agree.
wife? That's the Undertaker's wife. So he was
Who that
back
was
there.
interesting because she's a very big born-again Christian. And the Lake Cool gimmick towards the end of her career was
Not so
very,
Christian?
very, very Mean Girls, yes.
Yeah.
So to see her come out in the ring gear that had a lot of crosses on it kind of threw me for a loop.
But the men's one was good too. Good to see Shinsuke come out on top. Probably hopefully do something with him correctly now.
That was the interesting thing about this Royal Rumble is a lot of the fan expectations were for like Shinsuke and Asuka to win the Royal Rumble, and those are the people that won it. So it was very much they kind of went with the flow of the fans, whereas in previous years, they're expecting Daniel Bryan to come out as number 30 and Batista comes out or whoever came out. I can't remember what it was.
Although
but
Rey Mysterio came out and rocked that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
did a
pretty
great
cool.
job.
Is this his first appearance in the WWE since the death of the other wrestler?
No, because he said I saw an interview with him on the network, and it said it had been like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
It's been. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe since that wrestler passed away.
Yeah, 'cause
maybe.
I know it probably shook him up a little bit. I don't know if he had been wrestling.
You know who did a great job was the NXT champion.
he's been wrestling here and there. He's done Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
He's
in talks again with Impact, which is just a joke. He won't go to Impact, but
He'll go back to WWE.
Yeah.
I read something that's it's gonna happen.
supposedly the return of Rey Mysterio was getting bigger and more YouTube hits than the appearance of Ronda Rousey.
Wow.
It was like
Yeah,
2
that's
to
the
1.
big thing to take out of that. You watched the Rumble or the Rumble there?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
You know,
Rousey.
so I saw the women's when I got to watch it. I was catching the last quarter of the men's, so I saw Shinsuke win, and then we saw the women's. But after the women's was over, I stepped outside to have a smoke, and when I was outside, came back in, it was already over. So after the women's Royal Rumble ended, I didn't stick around to see Ronda Rousey come out, so I totally missed it. So I wound up watching it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious because it seemed like she came out. She didn't say anything. She just pointed at the WrestleMania sign. She kind of looked at the girls. It kind of reminded me of a Triple H promo, where Triple H came out to the Undertaker, looked at the Undertaker, looked at WrestleMania banner. Undertaker looked at the WrestleMania banner, and then Triple H left. It was just this unspoken moment, but it was a cool moment when they did it. I think they were trying to recreate it, but it just didn't come off quite as well as that one.
yeah.
Speculation to see how much she actually does. They say she's fully committed to it. Like that's what she does now. She doesn't do MMA anymore,
Yeah.
and she's known to be a huge professional wrestling fan.
Yeah, I mean, she's hot rod that Roddy Piper bestowed upon her. I mean,
Yeah.
Her-
And that's
Her
his jacket.
family, yeah.
Yeah.
That's his jacket.
Her godfather is like a legendary like fighter combat guy, but professional wrestler as well.
I think I did hear something about
So her background with all of this actually is a lot deeper than what people could even
Oh, yeah.
possibly
Oh
think to give
yeah,
her credit
if
for.
she learns how to talk, she could pick this up like
Yeah.
nothing.
It'll be
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah,
And word on the street is she's going to be the one who breaks Asuka's streak right now.
yeah. Shayna, well, you know who Shayna Baszler is. She's one of the other 4 horsewomen in MMA.
Okay.
She's doing a great job down in NXT. too.
Yeah.
She's doing a really good job.
Her feud
so,
with Ember Moon right now is awesome.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if she is anything close to what Shayna Baszler can do,
Mhm.
it should be pretty interesting.
I don't think I'm worried performance-wise in terms of in-ring ability. It's going to be how she transfers that promo style.
Yeah, it's the talking. It's always
Yeah.
the talking.
It's always you have to have that personality, and if she doesn't have it right away, that's fine. Give her a mic. Give her a mic person.
But you got to remember, she's been in
Paul
how many
Heyman girl.
movies? How many movies has she's at least done the Expendables too?
Yeah.
She's done. I think she's done other things as
Yeah,
well.
she is. Actually, she flew up there from filming to do the Royal Rumble thing,
Mhm.
and then they flew her back.
Mhm.
That's actually what happened.
You know what? She's
Because
bright.
that was hold on. There was speculation that she was going to show up, and she kept denying it. She swerved everybody.
Mhm.
She was like, "No, I'm down doing."
They
this
got
and
pictures
whatever."
of her down in whatever South America somewhere.
Yeah, I was
filming.
in the Colombia. I don't remember where it's at, but yeah, she actually was down there, and then posted that so people like to throw everybody off the trail. Like, no, I'm down here doing this. I'm not going to show up.
She was running like they're talking like minutes before
Mhm.
the match ended. That's when she was actually
wow.
brought into the arena and got everything ready. It was that secret.
Hey, you know it's a good watch. If you have the network, go and watch the 24 about last WrestleMania. The
Oh, I've seen that. I
with
watched
the
it,
Undertaker. The Undertaker's what we thought was his last match.
Yeah.
The Return of the Hardys. It's really cool because you get to actually see the Undertaker. He's not in character.
And that's rare because
It's very rare.
He's
Yeah.
one of the few people that always stays in character.
He's done more stuff now. As a matter of fact, the first thing he did out of character when we thought he retired was I can't remember what country music artist it was, but they were interviewing people about a country music artist, and I want to say it was Kenny Loggins, but I'm not sure. But talking about it, and he was talking as Mark Calloway, the man, talking about Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Because I know the Bret Hart Wrestling and Shadows would talk about the Montreal Screwjob.
Mm-hmm.
They said there was great footage of the Undertaker. We can't use it.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was like really upset. You see like the different side of him, but he's all, we can't use it because his contract says you only see Undertaker as Undertaker.
Yeah.
Well, he was
and,
there.
And he's such a leader.
Yeah.
So just understandably, he was upset. You know, he's one of those guys that was very, very well respected backstage. I mean, people looked up to him. So
Yeah, he was
he's
the guy in
angry.
charge of wrestling
Yeah.
court when they had it.
He was afraid with, I can't remember, I might have been with Austin, when Michaels was going against Austin, who was ready to kick Shawn Michaels' ass. because Michaels was doing at that point what he wanted, and he thought,
Yeah.
well, I'm not gonna do this for Steve. He's like, I'm going to kick your ass if you don't. You do what's right for business. Which I totally believe. That's something he did. What else we got coming up, man?
Hey,
Let's get closer to the end here.
I'm going to WonderCon. So
tell us a little bit about WonderCon.
WonderCon is what I call Comic Con's little brother. It's at the Anaheim Convention Center, March 23rd to the 25th, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of great things going on there. A lot of stuff gets previewed there. Let's see. They always, like I was talking about earlier, they usually preview an DC animated film. So last year we saw the Teen Titans, the Judas Contract. I've seen Batman and Son there, which I thought was fantastic, and that was a couple years ago. So I always try to go watch the DC animated film. That's always there. AMC is going to be there, so hopefully it'll be The Walking Dead. If not, AMC has other programming. That's great. Jim Lee will be there, and Jim Lee, if you don't know, is like one of the founders of Image Comics. He did a great run on X-Men.
Did a great run on Batman.
Great run on Batman. He did the Hush storyline, I believe, is Jim Lee.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, fantastic artist. I think he's running the company.
Is he?
Yeah. So, I think he's running DC, or he was president for DC for a while, but he's like, nah, I kind of want to draw again. It's a great time.
It's a little bit less Hollywood than Comic Con.
Yeah, a little bit less Hollywood. They still have big previews. It was, since it was founded up north, and it's been in Southern California for about 6 years now, and I've been going every year since it's been in Southern California. I even went to the one year it was in Los Angeles, which was great because I was able to take the train.
So hopefully we can expect a report from that.
Yeah, so it'll probably be in the next podcast or the podcast after that.
Probably podcast 6.
Yeah, and I'll give you more of a rundown maybe the program list will be up by the time we do our next podcast.
Rick, what you got going
on? Dan and I are going to be going tomorrow night to the Slide Bar. We're going to see Chuck Reagan. He's doing that, and then actually Sunday night after that, I'm going to be seeing him in Riverside again. So kind of cool to see him a couple nights.
Lounge?
Concert Lounge. I still haven't been there. I hear it's a great little venue.
Great venue. It's upstairs, which is different.
Yeah, I went and I bought tickets there, and that was nice because it was no service charge or anything. We happened to be at the Art Walk. But then next week, too, February 22nd, in Baldwin Park, my wife and I are actually going to go check out bar wrestling. I've been seeing it for months. I want to check it out. They get a lot of the local and independent guys coming in there, the bigger names independently, and they just put on like an adult show. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. Actually, Emma is going to be at that one from WWE.
You mean Tennille Dashwood?
Tennille Dashwood, now formerly known as Emma, and James Ellsworth.
Oh, right.
Is also going to be. Mr. No Chin's going to be at bar wrestling, and Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan is...
What day was that again? That was on a
next
Thursday,
next Thursday. Yeah, so
next Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm really considering going to this.
So
big one.
I mean,
Joey
Joey
Ryan,
Ryan, he's the. If you've never heard of Joey Ryan, you need to go check out Joey Ryan on YouTube. He is the
Joey
guy.
Ryan is an Angels fan.
He is an Angels fan, but he's also one of the raunchiest, sleaziest wrestlers characters out there, who actually ends up doing flips for his opponents by using his crotch. So there's some great
I think
stuff
I've seen
out
this
there.
guy, yeah.
Yeah. There's some great stuff out there. Taya Valkyrie's a local wrestler. She's great, too. Suicide from TNA.
Damn, that is a loaded show.
Curryman from TNA, so it's actually going to be Christopher Daniels, and it's Curryman.
Yeah, wow.
So it's going to look like a lot of fun. So I'm definitely going to be
TNA
giving
or
a
Impact?
It was TNA at the time.
Oh. I remember seeing TNA when they first started out on the pay-per-view. I'm like, TNA, what the hell kind of porno is this?
I know, huh? So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to some cool events coming up. You guys got anything?
I got nothing. I'm not doing anything cool like that. I will be up in Northern California for a week on college tours. So if anything cool happens, I'll let you know. But no, it's really busy time at work. So
Let me stop by Gilman again.
If I get a chance, it's also softball season too. My daughter's pretty active in that. She's gonna be pitching this season, which is new for us. So
Does she know the signals?
working her a lot. Yeah, I'm learning all that, man. Gotta learn all that.
And aren't you the head coach now?
Not the head coach,
Oh.
just one of the main coaches on the field, first base or whatever. You got Dan?
I got nothing.
Hey, you got a barbershop.
Yeah, just work. Get in when you can. Make your appointments. Plan accordingly, I like to say. Yeah, no, man, that's all I got.
I also got Cigar Night. Cigar Nights is the 4th Tuesday of the month. I messed up last month, and I said it was the 3rd. It is the 4th Tuesday of the month at Chino Valley Brewery.
That's why I showed up and it wasn't there.
Yeah. But guess what? We've changed it to Taco Tuesday. So every time we have
Taco.
Cigar Night, we're going to have tacos there.
Oh,
Street
right on.
tacos. There's cigars there. Great
How much are the
prices.
tacos?
Tacos, I think it's about $2 a piece.
Are you sure they're cigars?
I'm sure
They're
the
not cut
cigars.
open with a razor blade.
No.
Okay, but can I have one custom rolled for us?
Can you bring?
Do you guys have somebody rolling cigars?
No,
there?
no.
You just bring your own cigars.
No, we have. You don't. You can buy pre-rolled cigars.
Can you bring your own cigars?
Sure, you can bring your own cigars.
So if I brought something that resembled a cigar, I could smoke it.
There may be members of the law enforcement community there. They frequent
That's
Chino
all
Valley
right.
Brewery.
It's all right.
Sorry, Dan. Just get Swisher Sweets.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a
They're gonna
Swisher
be
Sweet
pretty
package.
sweet to Dan.
You know, and again, Reyes, you know they don't have to cut open the cigars anymore. They make papers like that now.
I don't know.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's not my thing.
They are called blunt wraps.
That's for you, Michael. What's up? Beer time.
Beer time.
Cool. Let's. What do we got? What's So this is a special can that we are going to be trying tonight. Dan, why don't you, Dan and Rick, you guys got some insight on this one. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?
Yeah, Dan, I know you've been looking for this one for a long time.
Damn right I have.
So,
This is Sublime Mexican Lager from Alesmith Brewing.
we happened to be down in San Diego and went across the street from Lucha Libre Taco Shop, which I adore, but happened to see it there and immediately texted Dan and said, dude, you got to go get this right now. So I bought it for him.
I paid him. But we've got it. It's a Mexican lager. Let's see what we got here. It is a 5.2. On the back, what do we got here? It is just straight up. It's by Sublime, man. It's something that they would drink, kind of thing. The Mexican lager is thrown in there because Sublime had a big affinity for Mexicans and the Mexican culture.
Now,
So
can you get this in a 40 ounce?
Right, that
You
would
know
be
what?
funny.
They actually have sold this as the 40 ounce. It's hard to get, and they've only made a few bottles here and there for
Yeah.
small production. But yes, they have.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
I
so
mean,
let's open
40
this
ounce
up.
to freedom. Now, it's a Mexican lager, so it's got a little bit of hop to it, but it's still very smoothly
Yeah,
flowing.
by Mexican lager, this is not a Modelo
Yeah.
or a Corona.
More like a Pacifico.
Holy cow!
That's good.
Pretty good.
That's freaking
Sweet.
This is good.
It's refreshing.
I'm not a huge fan of Sublime, but I do enjoy this beer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
A little lemon, a little lime. Would
Wouldn't
be
hurt.
good. Wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't hurt.
Doesn't need it, but it wouldn't hurt.
Little carne on the queue there.
Yep.
Oh, this is a freaking barbecue beer.
It's a summer beer. It's a
Yeah,
refreshing
this
beer.
is a totally
Now-
a summer beer.
Cost. How much would a 6-pack of this?
What it cost us? $13.
We went to Bottlecraft in San Diego, and it was $2 a can, so it was $13 out the door by the time I paid CRV and all that.
Not bad. I just paid $11.99 for a 4-pack. So, good price for beer.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, did you hear about Stone Brewery and Keystone?
I did.
So, Keystone is
Isn't that that shit beer?
yeah, it's a
Okay.
shit beer. They were nice. Keystone's a shit beer that poor people, people who don't like good beer and who want to get drunk,
Poor people.
buy.
It's
No,
let's it's a working class beer.
It's a working class beer.
No caps.
They're advertising now
So PBR.
as Stone Light on the cans. Stone is really large, light.
Well,
Keystone is a lot smaller size.
I actually saw the can, and it does say Keystone Light, but the way it's displayed and the way it's displayed in the packaging is that front. Like, for example, I'm looking at the Sublime label right here, and you see that prominent piece as part of the front of the can. Key is right here to the side. Light is on the far side, so you can't read them. The only thing you can read is Stone.
Yeah. So if you don't know, Stone is a large brewing craft beer company. I think they're 7th largest in the nation, and I think craft breweries, and then I think they are 19th overall for breweries, which is a pretty good size.
I mean, that's when you're throwing in things like Anheuser-Busch, you're throwing in Miller Coors, Pabst, all that stuff. That's amazing size.
Yeah. So, and they're really all about keeping beer independent. Like there's other breweries that have been purchased by large, like by Anheuser-Busch and Miller Coors. So they are suing Miller Coors over the name Stone. And goes, look, you guys are trying to go after us. And goes, people are going to see it and go, oh, Stone Light, and pick it up thinking it's Stone. And according to their owner, drink very bad beer.
Yeah.
So.
And he'll say, too, the word light is something you'll never see in a Stone product.
Yeah. They do sessions.
Good God, yeah. Look at it, just arrogant bastard or something.
Yeah. And
how would you have that light?
That was the thing that kind
Doubles and triple IPA.
caught me about this whole thing, though, is I don't really, I mean, I say Stone when I talk about Stone, but it's never just Stone. It's, I'm going to have a Stone IPA or a Stone Arrogant Bastard, or I have that second connotation. So hearing Stone Light, it doesn't sound right to me, for one.
No.
It's just weird.
But, I mean, like I said, there's other people who, like, they might be new to craft beer, but they've had Arrogant Bastard, and they know it's a Stone. They're, oh, wait up, this is a Stone Light. Oh, I don't really like that Arrogant Bastard, but this is a lighter one. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'll buy this. So.
I get that. Well, it was funny, because as I'm reading about it, they're talking about how Miller Coors are saying, oh, you know, Keystone Light has been around longer than Stone Brewing has. You know, so people often call Keystones Stone in order to, you know, differentiate. Like when Bud Light tries to tell you grab some buds, they're talking about Bud Light. I rarely call Bud Light a Bud. I do, but I've never heard anybody say, give me a Keystone, give me a Stone.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say, you know, give me a Rolling Rock, say give me a Rock. I very rarely hear that. There's just pieces on
How
there.
about grab a Heine?
Yeah.
That's a different one. There are some.
Like PBR. You go, PBR, give me a Pabst.
Yeah, but I've never heard anybody say, give me a Stone.
No.
I've heard give me a Hams.
Give me a job.
Please give me a job.
Yeah, I said that many times.
As we go, this one is a fantastic beer. Alesmith Sublime Mexican Lager. Check it out when you get a chance. And also check out other fine brewers like Chino Valley Brewery, located in Ontario, California. You can find us at www.chinovalleyBrewery.com.
Is there enough W's in that WW?
I think he added some extra ones. The last W was for World Wide Web.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real man of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Overzealous Foul Ball Catcher.
Mr. Overzealous foul ball catcher.
You're nowhere close to that foul ball heading for the bleachers. Who cares? You're going for it.
That ball's mine.
Hot dog vendors, old ladies, infants. You mow them over like a diesel-powered combine.
Yeah!
Ashamed of your souvenir fervor? Hardly. You scratch and gouge your way to the ball like a bloodthirsty Wolverine.
You're a feisty rodent.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, Mr. Bully of the Bleachers. Because why pay for a souvenir when you can fight for one?
Mr. Overzealous foul ball catcher.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, so Valentine's just passed. What did you get your girlfriend?
Oh, dude, I forgot. Do you know where I could get something that's not like really like overly produced or like something unique?
Yeah, you should check out the Maid Shop in Riverside.
What's the Maid Shop in Riverside?
Maid Shop in Riverside is a collection of local artisans. We're talking 80 local artists, man. Everything there is handmade. It's unique. It's one of a kind. They even do custom furnishing.
Oh, wow. Where is this again?
It's at 6520 Magnolia Avenue in Riverside. It's just outside the Riverside Plaza. You can also check them out online at madeshopriverside.com.
Maid Shop in Riverside. I'll have to check it out.
All right, that's going to do it for us this month. We want to thank our sponsors, Chino Valley Brewery, Crown and Stash Barber Company, and Maid Shop Riverside. Check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook. Just search Extraordinary Culture. On Instagram, we are ExoCulture. And on Twitter, we are at ExoCultCast. Send us an email if you're in a band and want us to play some of your music. exocast@yahoo.com. Listen to our previous episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, TuneIn, or simply say, Alexa,
play the Extraordinary Culture podcast. Until next month, see ya.